And what worries me about the international fertility business is that there's no international regulation. There's definitely a possibility of exploitation. And for example, there are cases where foreign customers, the intended parents, for example, don't want to have the intended child for example, because the child has a Down syndrome or the parents, the intended parents get a divorce. And what happens then? Then the baby born out of surrogacy ends up in a Ukrainian orphanage. And then I'm also worried about the surrogate mothers and the donors and their health as well, because the agencies, the surrogacy and fertility agencies, they don't actually care about the health of those women. And there might be also long-term consequences if you are a donor or a surrogate mother. Surrogate mother might, for example, end up losing herself the ability to have a child, for example. Or you might end up losing a womb, for example. So that's why there should be more monitoring on the business, international monitoring as well. There should be legal help as well, because of course those women who try to make their and their families' lives better, they need the money. They are not women with means, and lawyers are expensive. So in that way, I think, for example, it would be very important to have free legal help for the women as well. And it's kind of it's a tricky question, because there are so many, dreams involved. It's definitely a business where you can exploit people's dreams, and there's nothing wrong, to try to make your family's life a better one, or to get money from donation or surrogacy. But I just worry that there is definitely risk of exploitation, and risk of losing your health as well. And I'm afraid those foreign customers, they don't really care about that, what's going to happen to the donors or surrogate mothers, let alone the intended babies, if they are not exactly what they are looking for. So it's a risky business. And after the Thailand and India banned the surrogacy from foreign customers, the business, which happened in 2015, the business didn't just disappear. Many of those businessmen actually moved to Ukraine, and Ukraine was offering an excellent law for fertility business already before. So it was no wonder why those businessmen moved their business to Ukraine. And before, the business was owned mostly by Ukrainians, but recently it's actually foreign businessmen who are the ones who are operating in Ukraine. So I think this is definitely wrong as well. It's not enough for them that they are harvesting eggs from Ukraine, but they are also, they are not even, leaving the money to Ukraine. So that's another that's another way to rob the country as well. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to travel for my translations because of the virus, and many of the translations are postponed. But the translation rights have been sold to 22 countries, and we've had excellent someone is having a bike ride, but we've had a very nice reception from Norway, for example, and Denmark, Estonia, France as well. And now I'm looking forward to the next translations. We should have the English translation and the German translations coming up, and Spanish, Italian, and many others as well. And hopefully I can also travel to meet the readers and also travel to Ukraine, because face-to-face meetings are always the best. And also gives quite a lot to an author, because unlike actors, I cannot see the readers reading the book. I cannot see their reactions. I can only, hear about them afterwards. Of course, I do get a lot of letters, emails, and old-fashioned postcards as well from readers, and usually in different countries, different topics touch the audience. What I've been very happy about is that many young readers have been who haven't, for example, visited Ukraine ever before, or they haven't really paid much attention to the news about the war. So it's all about a muddle to them. So for them, it has given a lot of information about the background of the war and the culture, Ukrainian culture. And of that, I'm super happy about, because that's what I always think that, I cannot, make people to read a history book about Ukraine, but everybody loves a good novel. So I hope that this will also raise interest towards Ukrainian culture and makes people to understand the headlines a bit better. Sitten haetaan se kirja.